Hello, friends. I am Chevy. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's fantastic. Yesterday, I mentioned that I tried something and I might talk about it today, and I honestly was not going to talk about it today because I tried it again this morning and immediately abandoned it and recognized that it has no purpose for me. But we're going to talk about it anyway because I think that my abandonment of it is something worth noting. It's a practice. It's a creativity practice or whatever you want to call it. It's called Morning Pages, and it comes from a book I believe called The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, and she mentions having this practice of writing 3 pages longhand every morning when you first wake up without structure. Just write whatever comes to mind and then never look at it again. Like, never reread it. And lots of people just say throw the books away or burn them or whatever. They're not intended for use. It's just a stream of consciousness dump every morning. And for whatever reason, Google has decided that I want to hear about this thing, and it's put a whole bunch of videos in my feed about this book and this practice this morning. So I was like, I'll give it a shot. Why not? So yesterday I pulled out an old journal that still had a bunch of white pages, opened it up, and I started writing. And what I discovered yesterday was that what I wrote about was how much this practice of this particular thing, the idea of the morning pages was similar to meditation. It basically is meditate, at least my version of meditation. And in some other ways, it's the same thing that I do here every day. The majority of the videos that I've put on this channel were not pre-thought out. They were literally just brain dumps. They're just, I'm saying what's coming to mind. And so I wrote 3 pages yesterday about that. Like, I'm not sure. We'll figure out. We'll see where this goes. And I had thought, like, I'll put the effort in to make this like a month. We'll give it a month or whatever. Today, I made my coffee. I set up my. I even got out a different journal because the one I was using yesterday I did not like. I got out a different one, set it on the table with a pen. I had it ready to go. I sat down. I started writing, and it was just like, this isn't it, right? Like, 3 pages is not it. It's a lot for one. If you've never journaled before, I used to journal daily for many, many years of my life, and I threw most of those away. I have some of them. I don't know why I kept some of them, but for many, many years of my life, I journaled daily, and it was at that time. It was generally a late or an early evening or right before bed. Like, if I forgot to write after work, I would write before bed. And there was no, like, I have to do this much. It was just write until I feel satisfied. And I did that for a long, long time. But that was a structure, right? That was there was a purpose to it. There was me cataloging things that happened to me throughout that day. It was me cataloging my feelings about what was happening. It was me. Well, it was me putting my day on paper, and it never really stuck. I never really got like fully into that habit. Uh, and writing more than a page was very rare. Like, it was very, very rare. So writing, I don't have. Here's the thing: my mind is pretty clear most times. Very rarely do I have a bunch going on. And so 3 pages longhand is like, there's not that much stuff going on up here. That being said, I meditate every morning. I have for, I have no idea how long. I mean, just years I've been meditating in the mornings. I wake up. My meditation is a very simple practice. There's no guided stuff. There's no head to toe body scans. There's no mantras. There's no anything. I literally just close my eyes and observe what my mind does without engaging. That's the key to my meditation is let my brain just do whatever it's doing and pay no attention. Just casually observe thoughts passing me by. And I do that every morning for like 15, 20, sometimes 30 minutes. Sometimes I fall asleep. That can happen. I try not to do it laying down for that reason. So it's usually sitting up, I close eyes, and I just meditate. And I found that this morning pages was just that, except now I have to engage with those thoughts because I have to understand them enough to write them down. And I don't like it. I don't want to engage with those thoughts. That stuff is just like the soup that's left over from sleeping and waking or whatever I was thinking about before I was going to bed or whatever I'm thinking about when I first wake up. That it's just a mix of all that garbage. I don't need it. I'd rather just let it run its course and go off back into wherever it came from. And so engaging with those thoughts and writing them down was the exact opposite of what I want in my life. And so today I wrote like a page and I was like, nope, I threw the journal away. Don't need it. Like, we're done with that. Because it's just, I don't know. I guess if you've never meditated, if you've never journaled, if you don't have a 10-minute daily YouTube video to record, then those thoughts can get muddy throughout the day. And if you're a regular person that has any sort of anxieties, and I'm not saying you have anxiety disorder, I'm saying that like you think about, well, I got to pay this, I got to figure out how to, especially this time of year, I got to buy this for this person, this for this person. Do I have enough money for that? I need to figure out what's going on here. You start working through that stuff, and there's all this stuff, and then you think about the things that used to happen or the things you did last week that you're embarrassed about or whatever, and it just, if you never let that stuff go, it just becomes like a ball of just garbage that you need. I throw my trash away weekly. I need to throw this trash away at least that often. I'm not saying that I meditate like 100% of the time every day. I'm saying that I meditate at least 4 times a week, if not all 7 days. Actually, at least 5 times a week. I would say I very rarely skip days. Usually if I skip days, it's because I'm on vacation and then something's happening, or I wake up and need to do something immediately or whatever. And even if I do that, I try to get it in like as soon as I can. I still try to do it. That garbage needs processed. Or not processed. Yeah, processed. But I don't want to think about it. Like, I don't want to actively engage and put it on paper. That means that I'm giving that thought some sort of credence, and I don't like it. It wasn't a good feeling. And so I try to just breathe it all out of me. Just let it all escape into the ether and go on about its way. So, morning pages, not for me. Not for me at all. Just the exact opposite of what I'm looking for when it comes to mind clearing. And what I've found is that really my meditative practice is doing what it's supposed to do. Like, I don't have a whole lot of garbage that I need to collect and throw away. I don't let it build up. I have daily just refreshers. Let it go. I have this. This is, essentially a form of meditation and or journaling. It is a journal. Like, I know I've called this my diary, but it's really my journal of 8 years of my life almost. This is a practice that has exceeded anything else I've tried. That being said, well, we'll talk about that when it happens. Tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow, I will release a new article on the website. I started it. I don't know if I'm going to finish it today. I have lots of other things going on that I need to catch up on. But if I don't publish it tomorrow, whenever I publish it, we'll talk about it. So if you have something that you want to talk about, I'd love to hear about it. Because this is that time of year when I just don't have a whole lot of thoughts. My thoughts are eternally trying to avoid thoughts. That's what I do. Have you tried morning pages? Do you journal? Does anybody watching these videos journal? Has it been a regular practice of yours? And do you feel like it's a part of your life you will never let go of? I've felt like that every time I've actively journaled, and then eventually it just kind of falls out of practice and I don't do it anymore. And this obviously hasn't happened since I've started this, but the handwriting journaling, that's what I'm talking about. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you. I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know sounds smart is tableau. It is a noun meaning a memorable scene created by the grouping of objects and people. When Jeanette walked into the room, the tableau of angry faces that greeted her revealed that we knew it was she who had gossiped the society pages. Tableau. T-A-B-L-E-A-U. I mean, come on. If you're a board game player, you know that word. That's an entire genre of games. Tableau builders. Like, that's our word. We own it now.